My disability started developing about 11 or 12 years ago, but I only actually realised what was happening probably about 10 years ago. And it's a form of polymyalgia, which essentially is a degeneration of the joints, the muscles around the joints. Prior to that, it appeared to be perfectly healthy. In the past, I'd run half marathons, I'd played in a brass band. Unfortunately, from the development of this condition, I was no longer able to support the brass band instrument. So I had to give that up. Obviously, I couldn't do the running. And the condition is very debilitating. And I've progressed from walking sticks to walking frame to my friend here, the mobility scooter. It became more and more difficult for me to get out of the house. I've always driven, and the impact on it was I could no longer drive a manual car. I had to source an automatic vehicle, and it almost became impossible for me to actually stop anywhere to go shopping. And I was having to work on the good graces of relatives to actually assist me with getting the family shopping, until the point where I just asked them to go for me because it's almost too embarrassing to go out myself. Obviously I was aware of the blue badges, but was unaware of how you went about it, and I didn't know if I would qualify. But somebody suggested to me that I apply for the disability living allowance, and after some convincing, I applied for it and was eventually successful in getting it. And as part of that, of the documentation that came out with that being approved for the allowance, there was, one of the things you qualify for automatically is a blue badge. And wow.
The blue badge scheme has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. It's been a very integral part of my outdoor activity, if you like, because it's crucial and quite essential to have if you wish to travel, if you wish to park, if you wish to go shopping, to the theatre or to the cinema. It's an essential part of my mobility, if you like. I drive a high-performance car, and one of the issues that often come up is the double take, and that's always quite amusing. So yeah, I quite like that. It blows expectations and attacks stereotypes.
The difference is amazing. I'm able to stop somewhere with the blue badge, plenty of room for me to get out of the vehicle, to unload my buggy from the vehicle using the hoist. It has allowed me to actually meet friends in the coffee shop who I hadn't been able to see because accessing their own homes was difficult. And the simpler things that people miss, like taking the nieces and nephews to the cinema, which I hadn't been able to do or needed assistance to do, I can now do by myself. Having the blue badge spaces and the scheme there, without it, I would still be trapped in my house. I would, my life would still be in the dark days of depression when, it couldn't go anywhere. It has given me a life, which I didn't have. It's something which I'd missed terribly, and now I'm getting back thanks to the availability of parking through the blue badge scheme.
Without the blue badge, my lifestyle would be seriously curtailed. Even just going to Tesco's would be far more difficult because, of course, being a wheelchair user, I need to have extra wide doors on my car. So therefore, most of the bays are very narrow. And as narrow as they are, it means the door doesn't open sufficiently, so I won't be able to get in and out of the car. So I guess I'd have to use taxi, so my lifestyle would be much poorer. The key issue for me is not so much the distance from the entrance of any facility or any service I want to use, it's the actual being able to get in and out of the car, and that's really crucial.
To people who do not have a badge and park in blue badge spaces, and they think it's a bit of a lark, or they think, why shouldn't I? I'd ask them to think how inconsiderate they're actually being. I would even say that to family members who have blue badge holders in their families, but they go out, they don't have them, and think, oh, it doesn't matter, I've got a badge. No, you can walk that extra 30 seconds, that extra minute. People who genuinely need the badge need it for a reason. And it's not because it's a fad, it's a culture thing. It's not, it's not the next iPhone or anything. It is something we actually need to live. And without it, you are robbing us of something you take for granted.